Welcome to the Garth Riley Show. Good to have you with us. We are in the ResViewMe professional profile, or resume as well, where we talk to business owners or people that are in business that we want to find out all about them, not just about their products, about their passion. Joining me today is Sheena Redpath, who is the founder of Ideal Samples. I always want to say Idea Samples, but we happened to meet at a trade show.
Absolutely.
I didn't hear you speak. I introduced you and got off the stage because I had to go talk to people, and there you were, and then we connected.
Absolutely. It was great. Thanks for having me, Garth.
And then we did some other work together.
We did, and you know, we always keep coming back to ideas. And what can we do, and how can we get out there and do something different?
Right.
And also, how can we set a platform for other people who want to do something different and try something, whether it be adults or kids or whoever it is. So
let's learn about your product. Ideal Samples. This is what your company is. Your background, coming at this, you loved fashion. You're a young entrepreneur, because we went and spoke in a school one time together.
We did.
And they're like, how did you get started? And there you were against all odds and decided to start to do this. And the next thing you know, look what you do. You now help companies bring their ideas to the marketplace and soft goods, right?
Absolutely. And
but let's go back to how it started.
well, you know what? I've always loved fashion. I've always been creative and always I just wanted to be out there doing
And you were
stuff.
great in school.
Yeah, not so much.
Okay.
I was definitely not an academic, and I was always the artsy-fartsy, out and doing plays and playing sports, anything I could do to stay out of the classroom, because it just wasn't academic, and I couldn't figure out how to put things together, and my teachers couldn't figure out how to teach me in a way that I could understand. So I kind of gave up. They squeezed me through the school system. They said, okay, I don't know if college or university is for you. I said, I don't care, I'm going. And I said to my dad, I really want to do fashion. He said, are you crazy? They don't make any money, and it's not going to be a success. I don't care. Figure out I can get a job, and I can be creative.
Now let's stop for a moment, because that's a little bit of a funny statement for your dad to give you.
Yes.
Considering what your father's core work is, which is inspirational, motivational, visionary work for people in the corporate world about you can do anything.
Absolutely, but I think from his child's perspective, he wanted to make sure that I wasn't setting myself up for maybe an avenue that would be very difficult and wouldn't be secure. He wanted to make sure that I was going to go down a path, even though he didn't go down that path, to figure out something that was going to set me up for life.
Right.
So I took it upon myself. I went to fashion school, first day at school, and I realized this really isn't for me.
What was it about that?
It was all about sewing. It wasn't about business. I've been brought up in a business household. It was about cutting fabric and sewing things and being creative, what I wanted. But what I didn't realize that I really wanted was how to collaborate everything that I loved and bring it into something that I could actually use. So I went to school for 3 years. I got out of there as quickly as I could, went into my first job, sat in my first interview, told them what I wanted. They laughed at me and said, well, if you want to serve coffee and pack bags, this is how much we're going to pay you and we'll hire you. I cried for a week and thought, great, I've gone through all of this.
My dad was right.
My dad was right.
Yeah.
What have I done?
Yeah.
Nonetheless, my dad said, you've got to bite the bullet and you've got to start somewhere. And so I did. I went back to them and I hounded them every day for 3 months.
You went back to that same place that
job.
blew you off.
Yeah, and I said, you know what? I can do it. I just want a chance. Trust me, I can do it. I can be more.
How long did you go back for?
I went there for 3 months. And I hounded my boss every day for 3 months. I need something more. I need more responsibility. I can do more.
So did you get the job as the coffee?
Yeah.
Coffee
I answered phones. I packed salesmen's suitcases and.
But then you, in addition to doing all that, you wanted more.
I wanted more.
You said, load me up with more.
I knew I could do more, and it was anything. I would.
But I want to come back to this for a minute, because it's about persistence. I was actually teaching my daughter something about this. She really wanted a job as a hostess. She thought it'd be okay to be a hostess at this restaurant. So I said to her, okay, if that's what you want to do, because she's going into grade 12, and she said, I think I could do it. It'll probably be the good hours, so I want to do this. And I said, okay, well, all right, so go there and apply. So she applied, and then she said, well, they didn't take my application. So I go back the next day. I said, go back next week. Keep going back. Persist, persist, persist.
Absolutely.
Hit it. So anyway, she kept hitting it, and my whole purpose was to tell her how to persist. I don't think she's going to get a job there, but she will get a job somewhere else, because eventually she found out that they were kind of not a real cool place. I actually blogged about them. So, but the point of the matter is, I wanted to see that character of persistence.
It is, and it's, when I look back now, I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I wanted more. I wanted something bigger. I wanted more responsibility. I wanted to be involved. I wanted to be part of that company, part of what in the end, I didn't like the company. I didn't like what they stood for and what they meant, But at that time, I just wanted something more. I knew I could do more, and I wasn't letting it go.
So did they eventually give you more?
At 3 months, I was promoted to middle management for a department. And they told me, if you would stop yelling at us and talking to us every day, we will put you at a desk in an office and give you a department. And if you just manage it, and we'll oversee you. Oh, it's perfect. Great.
So you yelled at them?
I yelled. I was in there every day. I said, I need 10 minutes of your time. Look, this is what I can do. These are my ideas. I want to be involved. I didn't come here to serve coffee. Great, I thank you for the opportunity, but you're wasting me. It's a waste. Like, what are we doing here? And I just kept at it, and I kept different angles and trying different approaches and going to salesmen to sell my pitch, and they would sell it to the boss, and everybody I could. Anybody and everybody who would listen to me, that's who I spoke to. And eventually it broke, and they gave me an opportunity, and I loved it. And they loved me in that position. They thought, oh my gosh, we wish we'd hired you there initially.
Did they really have that reflective moment that they went, oh man, you were right?
They did, because I won 2 awards after 3 months of being in that position, and they said, you are quite possibly the best employee of middle management we've ever had in that position. You turned around the department, everybody loves you, it's easy to work with you, it's easy. I said, I don't consider my title, I consider it an opportunity. I get to talk to everybody, I get to make changes, I get to have my voice heard.
What were some of the changes you kind of did? Like, what was, when you went in there, and, because often making the first change, I mean, it requires a buy-in.
Absolutely.
Right, but do you remember the first change you made?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what was funny is my boss obviously looked over me very tightly.
Yeah.
I was new, I was very green at this.
Yeah, and you embarrassed them into getting the position.
Exactly, so they weren't really so sure about this. So I went in and I said, my one mandate was for it to be a happy department, because it was quite possibly, it was the end of the business. It was the bad part, it was the negative, nobody liked working there, nobody liked working with the department. So I made a point of it to send emails to everybody, to follow up with everybody, salesmen, staff, clients that we had. How's it going? Do you have any problems? Do you have any questions? What can we do to make it better?
Let me ask you a question though. In that scenario, other managers have been in there. A lot of people, when they get into management positions, always come in with a lot of vim and vigor, and they get fizzled out because the culture is oppressive.
Absolutely.
So was it the same there?
It wasn't, because I didn't go in with that mindset. I was very young. I didn't go in with that management mindset, and I deserve this, and I should be there, and not that righteous.
Okay.
I was about making little changes because I wanted to enjoy working in that department.
Did they not sort of think you were like a flash in the pan?
Oh,
like,
yeah. They were like...
I mean, and they're all older than you.
All older than me.
So they're like, oh, let the little gnat go away. It's
yeah.
It's like a fly on the set.
Absolutely.
Did you get that?
100%.
Did you feel it?
I felt it every day.
How did you overcome it?
I overcame it because there was a few people in the company that really believed in me, that were really there to say, you know what, awesome email, awesome, you know what, we really like working with you. And with that little bit of encouragement, every time somebody said no, I figured out a different way to go about it. You can tell me no all day long, then it just means that I can't do the first thing that I said. I can revamp it, I can go about it a different way, I can talk to somebody else. But I knew that my way of doing things was different. Whether it was right, wrong, or indifferent, it was new, it was fresh, and I was going to pursue it with everything I had.
When we come back from break, I want to speak a little more about, because you're definitely more than a one-segment interview, because your story is so inspirational for young people, for persistence, for vision, for passion, and for option thinking. So we've already covered on that. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about how you've now taken that sort of same steadfastness and now help companies take their products to the next level, or people have products to get them to the next level. All right? We'll be back with more of ResViewMe with Sheena Redpath, and we will be back when you come back, or you click over. See you later.
Awesome.